Hello lovers of whiskey, it is Luke here again. Got another whiskey comparison video. Today it's whiskey with an E. I'm doing some Irish whiskey. I've got Bushmills Black Bush Irish whiskey and then Redbreast 12-year single pot still Irish whiskey. So these are both Irish whiskeys. They're both triple distilled. They both have some sherry influence involved in them, sherry cask maturation. And should be interesting. The Bushmills Black Bush doesn't have an age statement, although on their website they say it's got whiskey that's up to 7 years old, whatever that means. Well, I know what it means, but it doesn't imply how much of the whiskey is really young, like 2 or 3 years versus 7 years. So, anyways, let's pour some out, and then I'll show you the bottles. So this Redbreast is on loan from a friend at the moment. So it's been most of the bottle is gone, but I think this was bought maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago, something like that. So it's still pretty fresh, but it's had a little bit of time to open up. So bottle-wise, Bushmills is 40% alcohol. Color, where's my color chart here? One moment. Color-wise, this is like an amber +1, but I'm pretty sure it's colored and chill filtered. So that's fine. Whatever. It's the bottle. Bushmills Black Bush. They make a white label that I did a comparison to Penderyn, a Penderyn bottling. Another triple distilled, or well, semi-triple distilled. It's a different kind of distillation, but yeah, that's cheaper than this. This is, well, where I'm at, it's like $30 a bottle, and then the Redbreast comes in around twice that. That's the box. There we go. They have quite a few fonts on the back of this box. A lot going on there. And from tasting these, I think that probably the Redbreast definitely has more sherry influence. The Bushmills says sherry, but I question how much sherry is in there. It's probably just for, they put a little in so they can label it as having a sherry influence. Right, so Redbreast color, again, another amber +1, and I think this is colored as well, and probably chill filtered. Okay, so Bushmills Black Bush. Nose. Get my notes out here. Yeah. So, lightweight. Irish whiskeys all, because they're triple distilled, it seems to me like what you get with that is kind of a, it tastes like a sweet copper note, like a penny with white sugar on it or corn syrup or something. And I noticed that in all the Irish whiskeys that I've tasted. So there's a little bit of a wet paper note as well, similar to Bowmore, although Bowmore is much more heavy on that wet paper smell. The sherry, I just, I don't know, I don't really get sherry initially here. And then, yeah, like, it's a corn syrup sweetness. Very, very white sugar. Alcohol's a little bit hot here. It's a little bit youthful, but let's have a taste. A little peppery. Good, again, a little like corn syrup sweetness. Getting a little bit of that paper. Spicy toffee. No, good bit of vanilla as well. This deserves a little bit of water. It's just youthful enough and fresh that the alcohol kind of comes through a bit, and it's a little bit harsh. You know, let me set it down, and let's go to the Redbreast. I'll let that open up a little bit more. Redbreast. Oh. So it's got, just initially compared to the Black Bush, it's got almost a shoe polishy smell to it. But it's much richer. It still doesn't smell like a sherried single malt scotch. But, oh. I mean, it's got a little bit of sherry. What I'm noticing now is if you, as a kid, I used to go to the store, and in the market they'd have these little tubes. It comes in a little pack, blister pack, little tube of some kind of gooey rubber thing and a straw, and you squeeze the goo out and you put it on the straw and you blow it up and it makes a bubble, and then you've got this like kind of solid rubber balloon that you've created for yourself, and it smells like, I guess it smells like acetone. Getting a little bit of that here. Wow, now I can't get away from that. There's a little bit of a white pepper note. It's very fresh. It's still got that copper Irish, that sweet copper Irish note. Taste. Yeah, okay. So this comes across a lot smoother than the Black Bush. It's just, I mean, it's a little bit richer, creamier. It's like a I don't know, a buttery pepper, maybe, something like that. Vanilla. I'm gonna add just a little bit of water. So they're both bottled at 40%, so they should behave similarly with water. Add about the same amount. Back to the Black Bush here. Okay, now getting a bit more apples and pears. The sweetness is coming through a bit more, a little bit more fruity now. That's better, much better. And so I don't get much sherry, but I actually get just the slightest hint of an unlit match, which is, it's interesting to me. Just to reiterate, sulfur, there's been a lot of discussion about sulfur in the past 6 months or so. It doesn't bother me. It's whatever you smell in here, I mean, it's nice to notice something, right? And I have fun finding them, the smells. Okay, taste. Yeah. Give it a minute. Seems ever so slightly sweeter. Bit more spice coming through now with the water. The finish, yeah, not terribly interesting on the Black Bush. I mean, I think Black Bushes, Bushmills, the lower end Bushmills, are kind of, where they don't have an age statement, they're kind of designed more as mixing whiskeys. But this is, it's drinkable. It's the kind of whiskey where I have it on the shelf because every once in a while I go, I want to taste an Irish whiskey, and that's what I go to. So it's cheap enough that I can just keep it on the shelf. And Redbreast is a bit pricier. You have to spend more time with it. But let's compare here now that I've added some water. So that acetone note is still there, gone down a bit, and I'm getting more brown sugar sweetness. Still having a hard time getting the sherry notes. It's there, but it's very faint. It's not like a single malt sherry note. So taste-wise, now that I've added water, actually, It's not terribly different. I don't think Bushmills needs a whole lot of water. It's still, sorry, not Bushmills, Redbreast. I'm getting a little bit of dried fruit now. I think I probably, if you just let it sit and open up, probably you'll get this similar effect on the flavor. Let's do side by side here. Okay, so the difference on the nose is that the Black Bush is a lot lighter bodied, fresher. I don't want to say more citrus, but it's kind of more sour, I guess, because the Redbreast actually has a nice lemon, like a lemon pith note in the taste. It's got a bit of a heavier mouthfeel as well, but more oily than the Bushmills. Right. Lightweight, light body, whereas the Redbreast comes across heavier, richer, syrupy, little bit of sherry, although not like a single malt. It's still triple distilled, so they've got just generally a lighter body than single malts. But both pretty interesting to taste. If you haven't had an Irish whiskey and you're a single malt appreciator, go get yourself. I mean, Black Bush is fine. It's relatively cheap. Tastes like an Irish whiskey, and it's not terrible. So it's pretty interesting. If you want something really nice, well, pretty nice, go for the Redbreast. I'm still on the fence about whether it's worth twice the price than Black Bush, but it's definitely a good whiskey. So okay, I'll leave it at that, and talk to you guys next time. Bye bye.